All right, let's talk about one of the coolest, simplest, and honestly most powerful ways to automate your digital life, webhooks. We're going to show you how you can get all your different apps to talk to each other and send updates right into Google Chat, basically turning it into Command Central for, well, everything.
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to tackle the big question. What on earth even is a webhook? Then, we'll get our hands dirty and actually set one up in Google Chat. After that, we'll look at some really powerful ways to automate your work, and then, this is super important, we'll wrap up with the essential security and reliability tips you absolutely need to know.
I mean, let's be real. This is a daily nightmare for so many of us, right? You're jumping from your project manager to your sales tool, then over to GitHub to check on some code, all while trying to keep an eye on your server alerts. It's this constant app hopping that just kills your focus. But what if? What if all those updates could just come to you, all in one place?
So how do we solve this app-hopping madness? You guessed it, webhooks. You can think of them as the secret sauce, the automated messengers of the internet that let all your different services talk to each other in real time.
The idea behind it is actually beautiful in its simplicity. When something happens in one app, like say a new task gets assigned to you, that app doesn't just sit on the info. It uses a webhook to wrap up that update into a little package, and I love this analogy. It shoots it through a pneumatic tube directly to a specific URL in another app like your Google Chat space. It's a direct, one-way push of information the moment it happens.
Now this slide here is key, because it really nails the difference. With a traditional API, your app has to constantly ask for information. It's pulling data, right? It's like walking to your mailbox over and over, asking, anything new? How about now? Anything yet? A webhook completely flips that around. It's a push system. The server sends you the data the instant something happens. It's like getting that delivery notification on your phone the second a package hits your doorstep. No more asking, just receiving. It's way more efficient.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get practical and see how you can use this, like right now. Setting up one of these incoming webhooks in Google Chat is incredibly easy. It'll take you, what, a minute?
So here are the steps, plain and simple. You go into the Google Chat space you want to use, click on Apps and Integrations, then add webhooks. Give it a name you'll remember, maybe a fun little avatar, and hit Save. Now the most important part is that last step. You gotta copy that unique webhook URL. And seriously, treat this URL like a password. Anyone who has it can post to your space, so keep it safe. Don't check it into a public GitHub repo or anything like that.
And check this out. This shows you exactly how to use that URL you just copied. All you need is a tiny little script like this simple Python example to send what's called an HTTP post request to that URL. The body of your message, formatted in JSON, goes right along with it. And just like that, you can get a hello world to pop up in your chat space. It's that easy.
So you have a webhook. You have this magic URL. What can you actually do with it? Well, my friend, this is where the magic really happens. By plugging that URL into your other services, you can turn a quiet little chat room into a bustling automated hub of information.
Just think about the possibilities here. Your monitoring tool could instantly scream servers down the second it happens. Your CRM could announce a hot new sales lead to the whole team. You could see project updates, track GitHub commits, get a heads up about a critical support ticket, all of it flowing into one single place in real time. This completely gets rid of that constant context switching and keeps everybody in the loop.
Now this is a really important thing to remember. This is a one-way street. A webhook sends information into Google Chat. It's for notifications, not for conversations. You can't reply to a webhook message and have it do something. For that kind of back and forth, you'd need a full-blown chat app. But for just getting automated updates pushed to you, webhooks are absolutely perfect.
Okay, let's talk about doing this the right way, the secure way. Because that webhook URL is a public link on the internet. You have to be smart about protecting it. I mean, you wouldn't leave your front door wide open, right? Same idea here.
Security really comes down to these three things. First, always use HTTPS. That encrypts the data as it's flying across the internet. Second, you have to verify the sender. Just because a message shows up doesn't mean it's legit. And third, you need to protect against something called a replay attack, where a bad guy could grab a real message and just send it to you over and over again.
So how do you verify the sender? The best way is with something called HMAC signature verification. I know, it sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Think of it like a secret handshake. Both the sender and you have a shared secret key. The sender uses that key to create a unique signature for every message it sends.
Then you use your copy of the key to do the same math and see if you get the same signature.
And here's exactly how that secret handshake works. The sender, let's say it's GitHub, takes the message and that secret key to create a special signature. It sends that signature along with the message in a header. Your code gets the message, takes the same secret key, and calculates its own signature. If the one you made matches the one GitHub sent you, bam! You know the message is authentic and nobody messed with it in transit.
All right, let's get into some pro tips. Because it's one thing to get a webhook working, but it's a whole other thing to make it truly bulletproof, especially if you're expecting a lot of messages or, the internet decides to be glitchy.
Okay, if you only remember one thing from this section, make it this. This is the golden rule. Acknowledge first, process later. When your system receives a webhook, its first and only job should be to immediately fire back a success response. That's it. Just say, got it, thanks, and then do the heavy lifting of processing the data in the background.
So why is this so critical? Well, for starters, a lot of services will just give up if they don't hear back from you in a few seconds. They'll assume it failed. By responding right away, you avoid those timeouts. It also helps you deal with retries because if the sender thinks it failed, it's going to send the same message again. And finally, this lets you handle huge spikes in traffic. You can just grab all the incoming requests, stick them in a queue, and process them when you're ready, without dropping a single one.
And that leads perfectly into this idea called idempotency. It's a fancy word, I know, but it's a really simple concept. You want to design your system so that getting the same message 5 times has the exact same result as getting it just once. So for example, if you get a new customer notification twice, you only create 1 new customer, not 2. The easiest way to do this is to look for a unique event ID that usually comes with a webhook and just keep track of the IDs you've already processed.
So, let's wrap this all up. Webhooks are your ticket to some seriously powerful real-time automation. They let you push updates from all your different tools into one central place, like Google Chat, finally ending that constant, annoying app hopping. Just remember the basics. Keep that URL secret, always verify your senders, and build for reliability by acknowledging first and processing later.
So we've just given your apps a voice. They can finally talk to each other. You have the tools now to build smarter, more connected workflows and free yourself from a ton of manual checking. So the only question left is, what's the first thing you're going to have them say?